an Instagram-inspired story, directed by me, yours truly, Charles Benincasa. This is a collection, a collage of photos that I took over a course of year from September of 2011 to September 2012. From my journey from New Jersey to Charlotte, North Carolina. New Jersey, home of the Toxic Avenger, Sopranos of the Jersey Shore. I was done with the filth and the pollution. I decided to go back to a childhood place where I grew up, Charlotte, North Carolina. I have fond memories of Charlotte. Nothing to complain about, really. Summer days and the pretty women and southern hospitality. So, to say the least, I was obliged to move down there. I have an old friend named Jordan. Jordan decided to move back to Charlotte as well, and we decided, hey, let's move to Charlotte. So Charlotte I moved. Trip down there wasn't too bad except for a little minor oversight of a flat tire. Other than that, the 10-hour trip was more of a nostalgic, peaceful trip. Gotta love the Bank of America building, and all these photos are from the iPhone Canon T3i. With those two cameras alone, I've taken many pictures over the course of a year, and I'm thankful because I'll have these pictures to remind me of many things. And then there was Silver Oaks. Jordan had picked out the apartment before I got down there, so I had no idea what kind of area it was in, and it turns out it wasn't of the greatest areas, and as you can tell.
Oh, shit!
But that's alright though, because I've dressed up my apartment pretty snazzy. Leather couch, flat screen televisions, nice computers, put nice kitchenware. It was home. I just moved down to Charlotte, North Carolina. This is my apartment. It's a small apartment. This is my apartment. And my roommate Jordan. Bit of a dick, bit of a part-time asshole. But I've known the guy for about 12 years and couldn't say anything terribly bad about him. He's not the type of guy that would do anything bad or anything like that, but he's kind of a dick. He's not a man of many words. And more importantly, he doesn't like to take pictures or video, hence a confliction. A little bit of a conflict. Jordan worked overnights, but ironically, I think it was a little bit more personable after a night of overnight work. Now you gotta do something. The cafes in the morning. Though I must say though, Jordan had a love affair with Jack in the Box. With all the variety out there of fast food, Wendy's, Burger King, Subway, Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, the one food that he had a vice for was Jack in the Box. In particular, the All-American deal, All-American burger for $4.99 with a medium fry and medium drink. I must admit myself, I was pretty impressed. Too bad they don't have Jack in the Box in Jersey. And then there was Jordan's first love affair, Jasper. Jasper and Jordan were inseparable. Jordan's the only white guy in our neighborhood who walked his dog on a regular basis, hence being a bit of a spectacle, and all the little kids liked him and his dog, and they called Jasper Casper. It's kind of funny. Don't let that cute dog fool you, though. He's a little bit of a pain in the ass, and he's full of high energy, and he will get into anything he gets his little nose into. I love that dog, and I miss that dog. And we also had a third roommate. He was invisible, so you won't see him in any of our pictures. And then there was Eastland Mall, a childhood memory and a favorite hotspot growing up as a kid. Part of the appeal being because even then it was considered a bad area. Sales dropped, and in 2010 they closed. So to my dismay, I'm depressed. Further investigation, I found out that Eastland Mall was in debt, and due to the element of violence, no one wanted to shop there. And I could not conceive why, but at any rate, they closed it down to $42 million in debt. Philosophically speaking, sometimes you gotta look at the glass as half full instead of half empty. And I discovered that since it's abandoned, then what better opportunity to use it as a location for a horror film or just a film in general? Everything comes down to location, location, location. Here, case in point, you can't tell me this underground abandoned parking deck wouldn't be a good spot for a horror film. And then there was Rob. Rob was down for anything. That's the cool thing about Rob. He had a good nature, always had a smile on his face, and nothing was too stupid or too crazy. Rob was always down for a good time, and we had many good nights at the bar and many nights trying to hit on women and pull in pranks. Rob was a good-natured person, and I honestly think his soul is that of a 15-year-old. Philosopher's Stone, 5 Steps, downtown, the Epic Center. One place in particular that I always fancied was Souls. Souls had a really good atmosphere, and no pun intended, but it was very soulful. And more importantly, they had great food. And in fact, I recommend the Cubini, which is basically a knockoff Cuban sandwich, but done with a little bit of flair and pizzazz, and kept me coming back for it. And of course, there was lots of drinking. Got expensive, but nonetheless, there was lots of drinking. Rob was a bit of a ladies' man. For some unknown reason, women were very receptive to him, and there was a little bit of energy there, which was always entertaining. It's always good to have somebody who can pull in a crowd and make things interesting. Even Jordan was receptive to him, and we hung out on many nights. Rob was always down for anything. As I've said before, he's always had a smile, and I believe Rob was Jordan's polar opposite. Jordan had the mentality of a 60-year-old who was ready to retire, and had that semi-grumpy demeanor. Should I film Jordan? What's up, Jordan?
Peter Ball at Walmart.
He'll remain anonymous because he's camera shy.
He's at Slime Balls Anonymous.
Charlotte City Life. And Rob was my tour guide. Many nights, many days, many interesting moments. Rob's a character. And there was Tito, the illegal Colombian, Rob's friend. Interesting character. And then there was Juan, Rob's cousin. And then there was, I forgot her name, but anyways, Rob's cousin met her, and from that point on, every month she would come down, we would hang out, and she'd buy all the drinks. And then there was Tito, who worked at the laundromat. Tito used to let me do free laundry. And if it wasn't for Tito, I would walk many days with dirty laundry. Thank you, Tito. And then there was the 2011 car show, Jordan's idea. I'm not particularly fancy of cars, but Jordan likes cars, and I entertained the idea. And in the end, it turned out to be a pretty cool idea because I got a lot of footage, a lot of photos rather, lots and lots of photos. And this is part of the inspiration of this video. I got so many damn photos from that car show. And this is downtown Charlotte Epicenter. And then there was Jolly, longtime friend, Roman. He's the lead singer of a band, Jolly, based out of New York City. They got done with a Europe tour about a year ago. Kind of lost contact with them, but then through the grapevine and through an indirect friend, I heard that Roman was coming out of Charlotte. So I did a little sneak surprise and met him down there in the Nodi area of Charlotte, which happens to be an art area. And he was quite surprised, and it was cool, semi-serendipitous. It was a good night. Got some photos, got some video, and had a good night. I hope Roman doesn't think I was stalking him, though. Nah, I'm just kidding. So with all these moments and all these photos, I haven't learned too much, but I did have some good times, and I met some interesting people and interesting characters. And I got photos to show that and prove that. And Rob and all the different people he has come in contact with and introduced me. And all the pretty ladies and not so pretty ladies. But it was all fun, all good nonetheless.